Howdy. Okay, stream. I need the link to the VoDs today, guys. I didn't catch it. Because I was on the cast. So this might be a small problem. Upcoming live streams. Is there like a recent live streams? Anyway, all right, whatever. We're gonna send out some DMs to some friends, see if I can get a link to the YouTube games for today. But it is what it is. Do any of you have the YouTube link for the games today? I need these like every time. I usually get it from Smacks, but Smacks is AFK. Anyway, hey, if anyone's in here, hello. I appreciate anyone that's popping in this early as... Woo! What are they? Got the cast done. And we get some more info. Oh my god, it's Smacks. Dude, I owe Smacks the biggest favor. Okay. Anyway, before we hop into the games today, we gotta do the housekeeping as always, guys. So, where are we at? Alright. If this stream's a little bit more low energy today, I know I don't have a guest. I on purpose didn't do this because I knew I was going to be like a little bit drained from today, just like being on cast. But hopefully you guys, hopefully I gave up all the energy I had for cast and you guys enjoyed it. I always love working with Kangas. It's a lot of fun. And I know I missed one or two things on I know I missed like one or two things like on the broadcast from like things I missed from like a color angle, but still I felt alright about how everything was going. So yeah. Anyway, let's dive in. So the games that we had today was Barrage versus TSM, DIG versus FLYA. My predictions for these were, I thought that Barrage was going to 2-0 and FlyQuest is going to 2-0. 50% right. I was very, very surprised at how this first series went. This looks like a very different TSM. But I was happy to see that from those guys. So anyway, let's see how they got there exactly. As I do need an epic pen before we continue. I'll probably do some more drawing today because it's just me. But anyway. Okay, so the fact that TSM we're taking Hecarim on blue, I think that this is really big for them because it's fans like historical best champion, hands down, without a doubt. He's really, really, really good at it. And I like the response to, like, this is a good duo lane. This is the right response. They still have jungle prio. And then Barrage have really been prioritizing this Orianna for APA. So he's been really good at it. Historically. AP had a tough day today, though. And TSM made it really difficult on him. What I didn't like from this draft was this duo from TSM for Barrage. I feel like the TF enables the side lanes that would usually be pressured to play with pressure. And in the jungle matchup, it's just really, like, if you don't flip before 6, then you kind of get choked out, which is exactly what happened. And also, because of the TF, you can play the side lanes a little bit more aggressively. I feel like TF makes a lot of sense because it allows Hanser and Cody's son to push their women's a little bit more. And we kind of saw that in this game. So as we get into the game here. Also, I'm down to like field more questions today. I'm not gonna focus on the games as much because like I did cast these and I'm fucking drained and I've got a lot of work to do tonight. Oh my god, I've got a lot to catch up. So this was interesting from PCL because I think that if you land the E level 1, you win hard, but he just gets the bone plating off, which is fine. It's a good trade from Barrage there in the spot lane. They definitely know this matchup. As Fan went for the Raptors, Krug's red, which I called out in cast. I like this a lot. It enables you to get level 6 faster, and if Fan wants to power clear, then he can power clear. So we still have full clears. APA goes for the quick base. Gets boots and Cole. He's been doing this a lot instead of tier. It just gives you a little bit more early power, and then he actually walks back to line here, so he saves TP. And they're still able to just handshake the crabs, which is fine for Barrage. I thought this was a really cute play, actually, because you have Babip going to check out the Raptor camp, and APA went to go defend it. But what's happening on the map now is Haunter just starts to amass this massive lead in the PCL, which cannot be stopped by Barrage, because Haunter gets a really smart ward down that's going to keep on tracking Fnatic. And they know that Fan's back on the top side of the map, so TSM's bot lane trades really aggressively, and they get a big win. So you can see here, Fan's being spotted. It's a good ward from Haunter. And Fan doesn't have Sweeper yet, so he can't clear out enemies' wards. You can see APA, like, as well, he's pulling the wave a lot. To, like, see if they can, like, set up any gank attempts on Sword. But it just never, like, ends up panning out for him. And once again, Fnatic is spotted and tracked on this ward where he can't do anything. TSM, they won the bot lane chunk, so they pull that wave. And it's a really unfavorable base for Gorka, who bases first. And on this timer, TSM immediately just go to the bot side, clear things out, and deny any dragon control. So I liked it a lot from TSM. Barrage bot lane gets pretty behind from this. It is a good base timer for Gorka, but he does cede a lot for it. And now they try and do the dragon, which, once again, right timer, right? This is the punishment of TSM freezing, but the fact they denied waves from Gorka, it's a fine trade from TSM. And between that and then also what's going on in the top lane, and then Babip is just clearing camps during this, they're up. So it's good play. They're up 1k from just laning. Okay. So Yurson goes Q flash, so the combo can't be denied from Winter, and then he just runs him down. I called out phase rush on the cast. I was really bummed about that. I fucked that up. He didn't have phase rush, he had aftershock. You aftershock in this matchup. That's dumb. But big lead now for Cody Sun. They're up 2k. Just from Haunter laning, this play bot, and Babip being up in camps. So it was a good read from TSM. You see APA is still trying to deny creeps from Sword, but Sword, so he spots out Winter on that ward, and all of a sudden you see APA now, he has to deal with Babip and Yurson, and they just go for the execute at the same time, and Winter doesn't land that combo. I don't think he was expecting Alistar to come out of the brush. So instead the combo lands on the APA, he drops, and the snowball continues for TSM. The games today probably get more interesting as we go. This was the most disinteresting game, I'd say. Unfortunately for Barrage. Barrage are my boys, man. I'm bummed they're out. I really like that team. And I thought I really thought they'd win 2-0 today. But not the case. There's the deny from Winter. As you can see, Yurson, they have level advantage, so they're looking. I like that. They have the waves. And meanwhile, too, like, at this point of the game, like, the soul laners can't play dumb like this because Sword can just leave at any time. So yeah, Fan has, like, nowhere to go because his top's getting shoved in. His bot got behind due to the play from TSM. And I think that they should play through mid here, but it's still a tough setup. Because TF does have sums. But I think that playing through mid might have been the best call. Instead, he's just going to keep on going back and cycling his camps, which is fine. So APA chunks out Sword, but this is still the right top lane setup. So Fnatic's going to seed his bot camps to try and rival this. I think this is the right play. But Barrage, like, just because, like, that's the first time they've, like, given any love top. And Haunter's so far ahead that it just doesn't matter. And they get 2 charges off from that. So once again, it's a full court press, and Barrage is just down. So yeah, Barrage, like, at this point, like, they can't get access to their top side. Bots getting shoved in, like, slowly losing. The only power point they have is APA, and the one time they, like, tried to make a play through APA got countered by TSM, which is a good play on their part. They just read it, right? So it's just, like, they just get in a handcuff situation where they have to seed everything. The only thing that's helping them in this game is that they got access to that first drag. And then, like, PCL, he's a little bit too far up and just gets ran down now by 3. This is a huge mistake coming out from Barrage, too, because this TP from APA, they lose all in any tempo that they had on the Rift, right? Like, they could have used that to, like, dive bot or make a flip side play. Instead, they try to match, and they just lose out. And Hanser is just out of control fed. So he uses Mega to rotate down and just forces an ult out of Fnatic onto the tower. Then keep in mind, Sword still has TP up too, so he can still get out onto the map. Oh, I felt so bad from Bab to steal there. And Cody Sun gets that tower, and it's like 7k gold at this point. Like, and once again, it's full court press. Like, look at how the solo lanes of TSM are positioning, and they don't give a shit because they have Sword ult on TF, right? So Barrage, they actually, like, make a decent play here because TSM, they do reset for the Dragon, and Barrage, they try their best to trade out as much vision as they can. But with the gold lead, TSM can just walk in and face check. And they were setting up around the bot side of mid to try and make a play possibly on the Sword. So TSM are able to get access through mid. And then they have a nice TP flank and a good angle, but they just lose. Like, the pockets lose here. And Cody-san, like, immediately ults, and so dodges out on that from Winter. Sword just ports there to gold card, and now TSM all of a sudden they just front to back. And also Hanser just, they try to get around him, but like they funnel too far into the choke going for Cody-san, and so Hanser just gets a penna. And once again at this point, like, this game's just so over. This was not a close game. APA doesn't get to play the game. He doesn't have flash. Really good from TSM to just push the pace, push the tempo. Another play being made through Hanser. PCL is getting a lot of solo gold at this point, but also, like, look at what they're seeding for it. It's just they're too far behind to, like, make any cross map play. They just get bullied out wherever they go. Now, this was an overextension from Hanser and a nice shutdown, honestly, going over to PCL. That was a mistake from TSM, for sure. Just the overstay. But once again, it's like, that's the first positive play we've seen from Barrage, and it's at the 20-minute mark. That's not the Barrage we want to see. We want to see, like, I want to see Barrage taking, like, early skirmishes. I feel like the fact that Hackroom kept on getting denied from them in this tournament was a really big deal. Because they look like a different team when they're playing Hackroom comps. That was really good. That was a really good play, actually, from Barrage to find that. But this game's still pretty doomed. So they just lose their dragon, which they had the seed. They aren't really trading gold out for it, though. Like, the shutdown helped. They're still down 8k. And then Haunter just forces here. And they isolate Winter, so he goes down immediately. And then look at your sons re-engage. They just one-shot APA. And APA just doesn't get to play. They burn so much in getting APA. And Cody, I love the positioning from Cody, too. He just, like, he knows the fight's over. So he just plays so aggressively and they wipe. It was a really good play for TSM. Barrage didn't show up today, but like TSM definitely did. Haunter, like, really got the best PCL today. And APA, both games on Orianna, just wasn't able to play because of what Haunter was doing. Yeah, it was a good attempt from PCL on this team fight, but like they're just way too far behind. Gorica gets a nice outplay, Haunter overextended, and Feb went over, but the game's still over. So yeah, you can never get back in the game now if you're Barrage and you just get hit by the wallets. And that's game 1. It was not a close game. Okay, game 2. Once again, deny. The switch up here is the fact that Barrage goes for this, and then they still get this. So I thought this was a much better first 3 from Barrage. It's still in the comfort zone of TSM, though, as they power pick bot once again. And over prioritization on APA's Orianna, which has been really good throughout the entirety of Proving Grounds and Amateur, but it just didn't end up paying off today. Also, the Scion into Haunter, that's... So, like, the tough thing is that TSM, once again, they have shove guaranteed in mid and top in their matchups early. With this into this, where Hackroom out clears, it's tough for Barrage. Like, they're going to be playing on the back foot again. And the fact that they aren't taking Udyr as the answer, yeah. Okay, so Jungle Wards on the top entrance for both sides for the setup for this one. Babip wants to go towards top lane. I thought that TSM would maybe try like a level 4 dive, or like a 3-wave dive on the PCL. Haunter elects to crash on 2. As PCL gets... Centimeters are your traps, Cubster. Yo, bro, if you want to watch this VoD, Kangas and Haunter did a flex off, and I was in the middle of it and did not participate. Cardio gang for life. Okay. So we have full clears here from both junglers. We have Fan skipping over Gromp to make sure that he gets Crab immediately. And then once again, like PCL, this would have been the dive timer if they wanted the TP Karma or if Hecarim was here, but they miss it. Yeah, I got your text today, Logs. That'd be fun. I'd love to see you guys. If you guys are in Chicago, I can come join you. And this was a really good play for Barrage. So things are like, they kind of need a gift early to like, you know, get the tempo going. And this is one where like they get so much. I know that Fan ends up going down, but this is so worth it for Barrage. The fact that they get 2 kills onto the Tristana. The only bummer is that PCL, like, because of this, is just under siege and the like onto the tower, right? Haunter's doing a good job in this matchup, but was really, really well played by the bot lane of Barrage. That's TSM. There was a later reset of the map for Barrage, and so they come back, and this is where Barrage loses a lot of tempo. So Fan goes for this play. They know that they don't have flashes on Urson, but Sword has APA shoved in. APA is out of mana. Immediately just TPs down, because APA has yet to base, right? They both have yet to base. Sword has shove. He TPs in immediately. Barrage is not respecting TPs. They saw Babip. That's an overreach from them. They go down. And that positive play gets turned around instantly, and TSM take control of the game again. As Bab goes for top lane timer, this is where TSM makes a mistake, actually. So they want to set up this dive on the PCL. They have a stacked wave. Haunter has a level. Instead, they go for Fan, and PCL actually hits a beautiful ultimate here. Saves Fan. He gets a little bit lucky that the Hecarim ran out of mana, but actually the mistake here is the fact that, like, APA, he TPs in. Like, he could have just caught mid-wave, and they could have walked out just fine. Now, PCL, he still gets denied that massive wave under tower, right? So, I know that Babip goes down, but it's not like all is lost for TSM. Haunter gets another plate and really gets Sion behind through that pressure. Definitely a botch a little bit. The fact they went for Fan and they got turned around, but it's not like Doomsday. Oh, he just got feared. He wasn't out of mana. My bad. It was a good turn. As Babip uses Sword in this team here to get 2 camps. It's really good from TSM. He has his entire side of the jungle to do, and Fan just has to go home. So TSM using their priority a lot better than what we've seen in the past couple weeks. Definitely much improved. So this is also good. It's honestly, so the fact that Babip got the Rift Herald there is actually huge. If Barrage were able to take that Rift Herald and then use that to, like, get plates onto APA mid or something like that, once again, that could have been big. Instead, they get the fight win, but Cody's son gets a lot of solo gold and XP bot. Really good for the Kaisa in this matchup. And they prevent TSM from taking Shelly, which is nice, but it's not like it's a total wipe for Barrage since they don't take the Herald. No, they do only get 1 kill. And they get Sword's Flash, so that's something else where, like, they don't punish Sword for this. And I think that they, once again, like, it's a positive play for Barrage. Then the next play they make, they, like, lose Prio because they try and go for a fight mid that is just the wrong timer. So TSM coming out of that play, Barrage don't reset fast enough. TSM, they're able to get out onto the map first and take the Dragon. Barrage is okay with that. PCL is trying to catch up on the top side. Fnatic has his top lane camps to do. Barrage want time. They want APA to get scaling. That's when PCL starts to win the trades. So once again, like, this game state for Barrage, the fact that they're down 2 dragons, 1k gold, It's not bad, right? Like they have the scaling of the Orianna. They have this team fight execute with the Nocturne. And Karma doesn't have Flash. And I think this is where things go really sour for Barrage. So they get APA blue. He can stall out. Oh, I think it's a couple minutes from now. So let's get an APA. He's farming. He's scaling. This is all good. Good play from Barrage. TSM haven't been able to extend their lead any further. Really good that Barrage has stop the bleeding here. Haunter and Babbitt have been doing a really good job keeping wards up in the topside jungle. As this is where... So Barrage, they go for the pick on the Karma. That Blast Cone from Sword ends up being so big. Watch this. He gets the Blast Cone off and it actually knocks Winter away. And then he lives long enough where he can get another Empowered Q off. And all of a sudden, Haunter flashes over the Shockwave, takes out the Nocturne, and then Cody Sun flashes on the APA as well. And TSM, they just have another member here because Gorka wasn't able to join. So Barrage overextend and they throw a fight pretty hard. So they lose that real hard. Now, this is good for Gorka, but once again, they could have been getting this on the map without going for that play. And coming out of the replay, we get like another fight instantly. I don't really see like how this happened. A flash from Haunter was really good. Haunter was fantastic today. Yeah, so this is where things get weird. Like, it's such a good combo coming out from Barrage, but Cody-san just repositions under the turret. They don't get him, and then the Moonstone healing kicks in, and Haunter gets right on APA, he dies. Like, that TP is just too good from TSM. Barrage didn't sweep that ward, and they get punished real hard. Also, Gorica, like, he does what he can, but, like, into the Karma comp, it's really tough for him. And Barrage, once again, like, they can't outscale the Moonstone at this point. The only heal cut they had was on APA. And so they get routed. And also, like, TSM, once again, they answer so fast. Like, the second that the R is pressed, they are able to TP to that ward. It's really good from Sword. And then the second that the ult is up from Nocturne, Haunter TPs to a perfect place ward too. And look at who's tanking the damage. It's Yorsan. They trade 1-for-1, and then when they regroup, they're back. I didn't see exactly like how Barrage were able to reset and take the Dragon. I think TSM, they stuck around and took mid. So Barrage do get the Dragon for that, which is pretty big for them. But still, now it's a 3k gold lead. And things are looking like... TSM, they lose the Dragon, but like, they're still in pretty decent shape. As this is a mistake coming in from the side of TSM. PCL lands another beautiful ultimate. I know that he had a tough lane, but he did land some pretty big Sion ults. And Barrage, the group up as 5 and punish a timer. So there's, like, they could have been taking camps during that time, but Fan can delay those and, you know, he gets them now. So at least Barrage, once again, making plays to try and rival. Hey, what's up, Upsurge? We're doing some speedrun VoD reviews of the games that I casted. We're doing VoD reviews for all the Proving Grounds games. Oh, just the emote spam coming in. I appreciate the love. We got a couple good new emotes today from the cast, thanks to Kangas. As PCL creatively gets his way out. And keep in mind, this buys time for Barrage, so this is a good play. Right, he doesn't go down. Renekton does get that bot turret. They do lose a chunk here. But Barrage, like, they aren't getting broken on this play, right? So a little bit more gold going over to the side of TSM, but it's not Doomsday. That turret doesn't matter. What's up, Akit? How you doing? Not bad. So just going over some of the Proving Grounds games. So a little bit more casual tonight since I was on the cast for these. So I've already seen them. All right. So this was... That was a new place. No bit behind that. Oh, it's good, man. So, did they spot Fnatic top? They didn't. They just kind of guessed that Fan wasn't here. And Yursan goes early, but it ends up being a really positive fight for TSM. Because Gorica was never able to get on the backline. And they weren't able to combo with Fnatic. And then also watch APA. Because they're going on the Dream member of Barrage. And Haunter had a TP, or just flash right on him. And they one-shot him with Babbitt. It's huge from TSM. That's the reason they wiped the fight so hard. Like, with APA gone, it's just, you can't win. Yeah. Karma going Zanya second is kind of interesting. But they don't really get a benefit from Staff of Ever-Flowing Water. Why did I open the stream not expecting you to watch this and put myself in pain? Sorry, Fan. I know it sucks you guys got out. You guys had a good season. A lot to be proud of. And I hope that some of you guys either run it back and play together again or get bumped up into Academy. But yeah, you guys did not play your best today. That's for sure. And TSM looked significantly improved, too, to be fair. Haunter had a beast day. Yeah, no, it happens. So, yeah, I like this from TSM, right? I mean, they're just clearing out vision and making sure that Barrage doesn't have any room. APA is... they are farming 3 waves, and TSM, they start the Baron to try and pull APA up, which they do. And they also caught Trist on reset here, which I missed on the cast, actually. So Fan, they can't go in. They go in for the front line, and they just... Haunter just gets on APA, and he gets one shot again. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah. Dude, these Stridebreaker Renekton's, man, like, both Haunter and Viper had just been, like, homing missiles to the backline the last 2 days. So yeah, Barrage, once again, they need to force something before this dragon spawns, which they feel like they do. They're at a really big disadvantage. So yeah, they try and full send something, and it doesn't work out. Nice stopwatch coming out from Cody. That was the angle that Barrage were looking for, but that just wins him the game. So now you get the Moonstone, the healing, and Cody gets a unofficial penna. Was a good game. And also here, just, you can watch the flex off sandwich. Cardio gang. So yeah, dude, Kangas is so fucking funny, man. We also did a eulogy at the start of the broadcast, which I thought was pretty funny. I wrote those. Kangas wrote CLGs because he's a big CLG fan. Okay. I know I just sped run through the first one, but that was honestly not... Like, Barrage didn't play well today. It wasn't that close of a series. And this best of 3 was really fun. Because I love the way that FlyQuest, they play very differently than the rest of the teams in this tournament. And it makes it just a really interesting team to watch. Because right here, they only take prio in 1 lane. And they're seeding... This lane, like, the Kai'Sa, like, kind of gets... It's kind of like a handshake. But they're seeding prio mid. They're getting prio top. And they're just going to try and get through the early game, then outscale, right? Because they have outscaling across the board. Cho'Gath outscales. Victor outscales. Hecarim outscales. Tristan outscales Kai'Sa, but with those 3 in that front line, it doesn't really matter. So, They played this game. I thought they played the series pretty well. I just like the way they play. It's different, but it's good. Okay, so the VLYA wasn't able to get like any unique starts here. I think that triple hanging around for the late ward was good too. Part of this is that Yone doesn't have a very strong level 1. But whenever you can't get VLYA with like unique level 1 starts, I'm not as big of a fan of her as a champion. Instead, she solo starts blue, early leashes Gromp, and is behind in the clear against Hecarim. And there's like no Raptors to Raptors cheese or Raptors Wolves or anything like that. I know it was warded out, but you can also like swap to Sweeper on Acadian and still try and set that up. That said, Acadian does have a pretty good early path. He does skip over camps, but he finds a really positive play for Dignitas early. So see how Acadian, he paths around that ward. He doesn't go to Raptors. Now, FlyQuest should still be able to assume that he is on the bot side. I think that they guessed wrong. Because Tomo doesn't drop a ward, and they just get caught with their pants down. And they get really heavily punished by FlyQuest. Or FlyQuest get really heavily punished by Dig. I really like that path from Acadian. And he gets his bot crab because NXI's bot lane is dead. He just goes and takes his camp. So he does delay the timers on those a little bit, but he gets a huge lead for his bot lane, which I think is good trade, right? It worked out, so I thought it was good for Dig. It's a pickaxe for Tristano. So all of a sudden, that bot lane is definitely a point of strength now for Dig. And FlyQuest, they really have to rely on Kumo to kind of hold the ship. I like this as well. Yasui just freezing the lane on triple. He's going to miss a couple extra creeps, and he's going to force the TP out. And he has to TP back to the turret, so good play from the mid laner and Dig here, too. Now, I don't know exactly what happened in the bot lane. Sorry, guys. Oh, okay, so that Tomo held the wave, so he got a freeze. Okay. Sorry. Missed that. So once again, I really like how the solo laners, they're pulling waves and they're forcing TPs. Yasui knows that he wins on this timer, so he's just fighting really aggressively with the Zerka Greaves. FlyQuest, they do have this warded out this time, and NXI did skip over his 2 bot side camps to answer. It's a bad timer for the bot lane. So he's here to cover, and FlyQuest know this, and they seed. There's also a potential dragon timer for Dig, but Acadian opts to go for his bot lane camps, which I actually think is more valuable than the dragon, and he delays that a little bit. I could have caught that. I'm surprised that this skin's allowed, by the way, in this game, because it does change Yone's profile picture. I don't know if that's like a bug or like supposed to like happen. I'm surprised the skin's allowed. Usually stuff like that's not allowed in Pro, or they have solutions for it in TR. So yeah, they get full court press on bot reset for FlyQuest. They take the dragon. FlyQuest is perfectly fine with this. They need to do this at this point. And this was awkward. I understand like triple's low, but he takes 2 tower shots. It's kind of an int from Yasui. If he doesn't take the tower shots there, I think he cleans it up, but you also like, yeah, I think he thought he'd be outside tower range. That's, if he was outside tower range, maybe he has it, but he saw it. It's not like he didn't see dreams, so that was questionable. And once again, like mistakes like those, right, just puts FlyQuest back in the game in the scaling. And I thought they played this game out so clean. So triple, once again, keeping the wave really far back, forcing Yone to overextend, and then he gets the chip damage on it. JJ lands a nice cancel there, but FlyQuest are just trading because they have 6, and then they also have jungle backup. So NXI does get a lot of sums out of the bot lane of Dig, and Acadians not able to answer. He will get the crab. But NXI is okay. Once again, FlyQuest are okay seeding some things, right? JJ cancels wave hold. And also, like, while all this is going on, this lane starts to get pretty good for Kumo. Because once Cho'Gath gets a couple levels, he feels really good with the extra points in E. And then he based on Chem Tank immediately, so he gets the spike. So Dig are trying to do this. It's spotted. FlyQuest are thinking about it. They have members. They know that JJ is not 6 yet. And they ultimately decide to not go for it. Once again, FlyQuest, they realize that if they buy time, they get Kaisa in a solo lane, which is much better. And then Kumo in a 2v1, right? He's okay. So Lortho gets a little bit starved out from this. Or not Lortho. Spawn gets a little bit starved out from that play, right? Just the fact that he's splitting XP. And you're going to see Tomo open up a level lead. I personally, if I have the Tristana team, I want to put her in a solo lane. I think that accelerating Tristana is so OP if you're able to pull it off. God, I'm caffeine crashing hard, boys. I got a lot to do tonight, too. I've got to get the episode with Tim up. It's, like, ready to go. I just have to make the thumbnails. NXI forcing Isui's ult, right? He gets chunked out, but they're going to drop that dragon anyway, so... they're just looking for a different place. You're going to go back to farming. That's okay. And once again, like, because FlyQuest, like, they are predetermined to, like, give up stuff, like... That TP from Lortho, the fact that, like, they bleed that out, like, that's another wave lost for Dig in the top side. Lortho is very likely to sack, like, his own waves to help out his team. That's something that this team does a lot, but that's, like, not a necessary TP, right? Because they were already going to get that one for free. So him answering is not quite worth it there. And Dig ultimately, like, FlyQuest just does a good job of, like, pulling people from Dig around. Now, look at where the lane matchups are. So Lortho, he bases... or it was opting to base. They get Cho'Gath. The thing I like about Cho'Gath here, too, he gets 2 favorable side lanes. Like, he's fine. He's good in the Scion and is fine in the Yone. And then it enables Triple to stay mid. It's still the 14-minute mark, and Triple's able to stay mid, which is huge. As FlyQuest, they go for the engage. They force a lot out of Spawn, who gets cleaned up by NXI. Nice flash by Tomo to dodge out on the engage from Isui. And FlyQuest have both members under turret. And even here, like in a 2v4 situation, like they're pulling off. Most teams go for that dive. FlyQuest, they don't. They say, you know what? We killed off Spawn. What if we send triple mid instead and we crash that wave and we kill off those resources? And they keep tempo on the map by doing this and not overextending for any plays that aren't guaranteed. It's really good play from the late game team of FlyQuest. Like, once again, like they also don't have to force their hand. Like, time is their friend. Kumo just harassing Acadian. He got him off that crab, so he buys more time, right? And all of a sudden, we're at a game state now where it's even gold at the 16-minute mark. So, FlyQuest have dug their way back. They've been trading the Dragons for gold and making sure that they even traded Herald for immediate gold on the Tomo. And then also they have Cho'Gath into the side lane against Yone, whereas it's Victor against Scion, where he really can't get pressured as long as they give him a ward or two. Now, NXI, this is on Dragon Timer. They were looking at Rift. They pulled off, try to like go for a mid play. And instead now Dignitas, they go for this like 3-man play onto Kumo, which ends up working, but Kumo buys so much time that the Rift Herald goes over for free. And then Dig are also, by doing this, they burn Flash from Yasui, they burn ult, they don't have teleport for him, and they lose mid. So, like, FlyQuest just immensely trade up in this play. Good utilization of Herald, and also Dig. Any tempo they had on this dragon, they lose. So, FlyQuest get it for free. Which is big because a timer, it matters a lot for Dig this game. And this is such a good game state for FlyQuest. Like, if they get this dragon, like, this is kind of like, the game's not over here, but this is like where things start to shift into the power for FlyQuest, just given the comps. I know the game 2 was like super hype, but this was probably the game that I was like, I felt like I did the best job of casting because I feel like I was able to like explain FlyQuest decisions and why they were good as this game went on. Because Dig they failed to execute on too many plays, and like that bot play lost them all the tempo in the world. Like, they're not able to take their dragon. It buys FlyQuest an extra 5 minutes, and they do everything with that. Also, because Spawn doesn't go for LDR second, Dig just like can't fight at the next dragon timer. So once again, Dig, it's 3 minutes before dragon. And they're like seeding sides. Like Lorlo is like late to catch this. He misses the cannon and a couple creeps. Yasui's late to catch top, right? And this just like a couple creeps here and there, like slowly being dropped. It's just more gold for FlyQuest, who are playing all 3 lanes very effectively. There's also the first time of the game where they get Victor into Yone, which is the matchup that Dig want, and FlyQuest are already here to cover with 4. So JJ has to burn his ult, and then they just find Acadian, and look at how fast they pull the trigger on this. I can't tell if he's on vision right now because it's like all packed. Okay, yeah, he was. But they just immediately send everything onto him. Dreams, Flash, Hecarim ult, Tomo ult, dead. And then it just goes straight to Baron. Like, this decisiveness from FlyQuest is so good. And they're starting this Baron knowing that they are 100% not going to finish it. So they peel as a team. JJ doesn't have ult. Dreams ends up going down because Spawn's positioning here is beautiful. And Yasui, he can't go in alone because if he eats those solo Kaisa Qs, he just gets chunked out. So Tomo just chunks him out. And once again, Dig, like, 1 for 1. It's all FlyQuest, man. They got TP from Lorlo too, so like that gets some tempo as the game moves on. And then Yasui burning TP here doesn't matter. He should save that for the Dragon, so like they can play side lanes and then he can TP to Dragon. Spawn's positioning around the wall in the team fight was really good, by the way. Once again, FlyQuest, really good Dragon control, right? They just held that, milked the vision out. Kumo rotates here early. They know this is going on. They spotted JJ on the flank. Once they peel off, they go straight on JJ because they know that he's isolated, and they just burn him. So Dignitas just getting outplayed by the setup of FlyQuest. And then FlyQuest, they have the Alistar. They're going to start Baron once again. They can tank it forever. They have a easier secure with the Feast combined with the Smite. And they full commit, so like they burn. And they also have everyone positioned in the front of the pit, so like they can't go through them. Spawn is a really nice buffer there, but once again, just NXI ulting him like that just puts him out of the fight. And FlyQuest are able to group fight front to back with Cho'Gath in front. And they just run down Dig. Once again, not overextending for Lorlo there. Yasubi getting all he can in the back half. Honestly, not bad. But like, look at how disciplined FlyQuest are. Like, it's such good league they play, actually. Like, it's very calculated. Once again, Spawn did all he could in that team fight, but no LDR for him yet. Just makes it really tough when he's only hitting Hecarim to do anything. I get the Phantom Dancer too against Hecarim. Like, that item makes a lot of sense. You're going to get dove upon, but no LDR. They have to wait for LDR. So they get Kumo's Flash. It's fine. They lose 2 top towers for that. And look at FlyQuest here. Like, they see that. They look at their comp. They look at Dignitas' comp. They're like, we don't want to funnel in here because like this gives them the opportunity to flank. We know that Lorlo and Yasui both have TPs up. We're just going to fast reset and just start pushing bot. So FlyQuest continue to just use pressure. Like, look at all the vision they've taken away from this bot side as well, just because they're playing the 2 lanes that the Dragons be spawning towards. And Dig at this point, just they can't do anything. Like, they just got outscaled. They're choked out. There's no way for them to get out onto the map. FlyQuest just playing this game beautifully. They missed their timer. They botched a couple too many plays. I also would have really liked to see Acadian play a little bit more through mid, but I think that the way that Triple was manipulating that lane state was really good. He kept it on his side of the lane for the entirety of the game. And JJ never got a chance to 3-man it because Dreams was like consistently hovering. Oh, yeah. So this is actually pretty good from spawn. Like, he just steps up and almost one-shots Tomo. He does have range advantage at this point, but he steps up too far. He gets silenced, and then that's combined by just the feast and everything from FlyQuest. So Dignitas just get taken down. Good TP. It was, Kumo was just in the right spot at the right time, and I think that's it. I mean, it's pretty much it. Like, they take Baron and then Dig. They know they have to force before Soul, and they think that, like, they're low enough, and they just aren't able to pull it off here. Spawn's, like, never able to, like, actually function. Like, he doesn't have rocket jump and doesn't have resets. They isolate Lorlo and take him out. Once again, FlyQuest just team fighting beautifully. Let's game. Alright, last game of the day, guys. We're speedrunning today. Okay. So Dig, they decided to go for more early game, and I actually really like Dig's game plan here. I think Senna Kench is an awesome lane in the Kai'Sa Rel. They pair it up with the Hecarim, so you're empowering him. You have pressure on both side lanes, and it's all on Dig to try and snowball this one. Whereas FlyQuest, once again, they're seeding early game, right? They only have one winning lane, which is the Aatrox into the Scion. As we start, both junglers are clearing top to bot. They want to see what happens if they get into the bot lane early. And this is the power of Senna Kench. It's one of the few levels that, like, you can actually fight them as the Rel. So Dreams is going to trade out Sums. If they try and get JJ. But Tomo flashes, trades it for JJ Flash. And they don't find the kill. They are down in health, but you can see Spawn just steps behind JJ, heals up him, shoves the wave. And this lane just feels so fucking bad to play into. So hard. See FlyQuest being forced off. Cadian did walk through a ward, so they know that he's on that side of the map. That was a good ward from FlyQuest. They got punished for that in game 1. Make the adaptation coming into game 2. Love to see that even after a win. Still optimizing plays. NXI also slipped in under a ward, and FlyQuest make the mistake here of going for it. They know that JJ doesn't have Sums, but because NXI was spotted, Dig were able to preemptively plan this. Thor, though, based and TP'd bot. Yasui, I didn't see if he based or not, but FlyQuest just get ran. And the fact that Lorlo was able to base and TP, and also that wave's bouncing back into him real big, as they crash a massive wave into the bot side. Acadian gets this crab, and all of a sudden Digger up 1.5k gold, and are just crushing the early game. Once again, FlyQuest, they opted into an early game play versus Dig, who have the early game comp. Dig smashed it. FlyQuest are way behind. Really solid play from Dig. And the first out of character, uncontrolled mistake from FlyQuest. This was another big one. So NXI, they're trying. They have, like, bot shove, and I think they, I don't know, they go for this. Like, they're trying to force a dragon to, like, buy themselves an extra 5 minutes, because, like, that early game was such a doomer. But, like, Dreams just goes in and suicides and trades out for JJ. And keep in mind, like, Digger's still ahead at this point, so they just chunk out Tomo, they chunk out NXI, who ends up getting ran all the way down. And then they just get dragged. Oh yeah, and also Triple is caught with his pants down in the mid lane. It's really tough to play Victor into Hecarim. And Dreams is not able to trade out with the help of NXI. So Acadian, great job of snowballing through this early game. Played really well. And it doesn't stop here, right? Like, Senna Kench, it's so easy to play under this turret. Acadian's accelerated, so he already has 6. He takes as many tower shots as he can. JJ queens it up. Spawn plays beautifully around the aggro. And Digger up 3.5k gold. Spawn gets so ridiculously fed. Wait to pause. Ignore us. So off of this fly quest, they actually somehow get a timer for Rift. And they 5-man it. They take the Rift. They try to engage on the JJ. But once again, it's JJ, right? So, like, Tomo can't find him. Good team fighting from Dig. Fly quests are on the wrong side of the map. And Triple has to TP out. Kumo ends up going down. So, once again, Fly Quest, they think they can sneak an objective. Like, they have the tempo to get away with it, and then they just can't. Good pull on that wave, actually, from FlyQuest. That's going to help him. And Dignitas. So that's actually the first dragon of the game. Wow, okay. It's actually kind of important. Because once again, Dig, they do get outscaled. And XI does get plates over to the side of Kumo, but, like, Dig just, they punish. Like, Yasui has shove in this lane because, like, he's really fed on Rise. I love this Realm Warp. Like, just nothing for free if you are FlyQuest. And the fact that NXI gets out there is kind of a miracle. So Yasui misses out on the plate. He could have stayed and gotten the plate, most likely. And misses out on a clean reset. I think he still gets clean reset, though, from this. And then Kumo trades heavily with Orlo. Orlo has Acadian in his back pocket, so they dive. Good stuff from Dig. 5k Goldie now. But once again, Lorlo either goes to proxy the wave, NXI gets a flash. So at least he gets something on the back half. This was really good from FlyQuest. This was planned. Right when Kumo spawned, they went for that all-in. And they committed double flash to it. And they get away with it. And Kumo doesn't lose anything. Because look at NXI. He's in the top lane, shoving that wave under the tower. And Lorlo loses out on all this. So once again, Dig dropping sides to try and make proactive plays, or in this case, respond, and they get punished. This is really good team play coming out from FlyQuest. And with that, they actually, because Kumo doesn't have TP, and because Dragon's not up for a while, they actually swapped. And Senna Kench are now mid. They try to crash that on the side of FlyQuest, but into Rise they can't. And also they are under threat of a port from TK, so that's a seed. And then we're in a game state where FlyQuest, they're starting to, like, balance things out. Like, they're not dropping too much. Big Braincaster watches video games 2 times speed, pretty much, yeah. But because of that hold in the top lane, so check this out. FlyQuest, they just showed 3 top, and this is great from Dig, right? They just instantly go on the triple. They're like, all right, you showed 3 top, you can't respond. We're just going to port onto you. I love seeing this aggressive play out of both the Realm Warp and the TK ports. Good stuff from Dig. So they take triple. They knock down the mid turret. That's a huge win for Dignitas. And at this point in the game, 6k gold lead. They're about to have their second dragon. Use another proactive port to just zone Kumo out and secure this one for themselves. Like, this game should be all Dig. Get another turret. Triple does trade on the top side, which they're funneling gold into the big carry. That's really important. And he also does crash that wave, so no one catches this. So, like, this is a wave right now that Acadian could easily catch instead of go for reset. Like, we've seen NXI catching a lot of waves on the top side to keep himself ahead. Acadian could catch that right now. Instead, though, he opts to base and go for his bot camps. Yeah, he would have been out on the map a little bit later. I think that, like, they need to look for Rift Herald, though, now. So, like, they're putting the Senna Kench. They should put the Senna Kench mid and just go straight for Rift. And have one person catch this. Instead, Dig's looking for the fight. FlyQuest don't give it to him, so they're losing out tempo, right? Because they're losing a lot of creeps in that top side, and they're not on the Rift Herald right now. Instead, they're looking for this play. I missed this on the cast. It's actually a big mistake from Dig. So once again, seeding tempo to try and find plays, and FlyQuest deny. So that's pretty much the reason why I had FlyQuest 2-0. I think that stylistically FlyQuest match up really well. And I would say, like, if I had to choose like who the better team is, it's FlyQuest, but I also just really like their style in the dig. Because Dig consistently will seed sides to try and get proactive plays for themselves, and FlyQuest is not the team that's going to give you those angles. And we saw that today, as they end up coming back and taking this one. Like, even now, they're studying the ship just A-okay. They've only lost an extra 1k gold in the last 3 minutes. So now Dig, it's a little bit later to the party, but they still do take Kelly. So, I mean, it's still good, but it's just late. And then this Realm Warp, actually, I liked a lot from Dig as well. And this is a great ultimate from Acadian. Just splits up Rel. They get another kill. They just got the Rift Herald. They can drop it here and keep on taking the turrets, which they do. And then they go back to farming 3 waves, which is right where Dig wants to be, right? Don't seed anything. So they push their gold lead up now. A little bit back up to 6k, 6.5k. Triple is here to catch, which is good. But you can see, like, because Triple has been pressured and, like, he's 0-2, like, Dig are pretty far ahead. Also, the Senna Kench has lost a lot of CS, actually. Crazy legs. What's up, Tim? Another game is revealing on another monitor? No, man. I got Twitch chat up on another monitor. As is tradition. I mean, I couldn't check Twitch chat all day during the cast, so, you know, you got to catch it here. Once again, from FlyQuest, really good, right? Like, Yasui is just clearing out a control board, and they just get a flash. NXI does trade his, but they trade up. It's a big trade up. And this gets punished, I believe, later. Woo. And then once again, keep in mind, like, Dragon's up for FlyQuest, but they know they're going to see this. So they're trying to find stuff on the opposite side of the map. It's one of the reasons they were able to trade up in flashes. Really good from FlyQuest still. Like, they're playing good League from behind. And they know there's nothing to do around that Dragon, so they're just going to keep on looking for proactive plays, and they find Yasui. And Yasui should be respecting this. There's nothing for him to do up here. All he has to do is recall and just be ready to TP. So, like, him greeting on the map and getting punished by FlyQuest, this is great play from behind for FlyQuest. And they do lose the Dragon. They were never going to contest that in the first place, but instead of being down 6k, they're on 5k, and Rise isn't on the map getting golden resources right now. So this is really good play from FlyQuest. And a big mistake from Dig that can, like, you know, easily be solved. But, fortunately, Dig's out now. Oh, man. Rise wave clear is so satisfying, though. $241 creeps. It's big. So yeah, now Dig are setting up around the Baron. If their team comp has one thing that they're bad at, it is Baron. Coaching, planning, or just solid macro. Dude, it's all props to the players and the staff. Like, you got to teach them how to recognize it in the game, but the players have to recognize it in game too. Like, they've adapted a really unique style, and they're really good at executing it. I really enjoy watching them play. It's fundamentally different, but they're good at it. And they're winning games with it. Games like this, where it should be unwinnable. And Dig do make some big mistakes, but, yeah. So I think it speaks a lot to how consistent Triple and Tomo are in the late game fights. So Dig, they're using their Baron setup. They steal away the red buff. It's really good. Lortho is staying bot. He's clearing out the waves, and he's threatening like a Scion R or TP whenever he's off the wave. Lortho's done a very good job of that. But FlyQuest at this point, they're able to catch sides, right? They aren't losing things around the map. I know they just lost the red buff, but that's... They're not losing waves. They're not getting denied stuff by Dignitas, who... They haven't been able to find people in sides with the Senna TK. And I like how, like, Kumo, like, he's seeding that wave, so like, he's walking mid to, like, try and protect his team. And also, by not being caught out in the side alone, you take away the option for Senna TK to port on you. So Dig, they get mid shove. We're continuing to set up. This dragon is a must fight for the side of FlyQuest. And this is actually a pretty big mistake coming out from Dig, because they've been setting up Baron this entire time. Oh, shit. Hold on. Upsurge rated? The shit? Alright, well, what's up, Upsurge and new viewers? Not necessary, but I appreciate it. We're going over the Proving Grounds games, which I casted.
Bad news. I did not get the job at Fruit
And I'm doing VoD reviews for every single one, so I gotta go through with this one. Thanks for the follow, Tofu. And what's up, guys? I appreciate it. We are at the back half of the best game of the night, hands down, which is Dig versus FlyQuest. Yeah. And this is right around the turning point. Yeah, you said my name. That's because you dropped a follow. If you want me to say your name, drop a follow. I will happily say it. So once again, this setup from FlyQuest, they turned off the whites. There's no vision in here for Dig. And they're forced to face check, even though they're the ones that are up 5k gold. And look at the pincer already being set up by Kumo and Dreams. It's so huge. So Dig, they have to wait for the wave to escort it, lure those spots out the flanker. It's really good. Triple's trying to land poke, but they're dodging out on it. And they save their mid lane, so that will crash into the mid lane turret. But also, FlyQuest, they still own all the real estate they need to own. And Dreams is still threatening a choke. So if Spawn walks too far up or the wrong way, about the game, so I have no idea what's going on. Oh, that's fine. Welcome to the league. I'll try and teach you a thing or two. So yeah, once again, FlyQuest, they have to seed because they're behind. But Spawn walks up a little bit too far here. And he's also isolated from the Tahm Kench. So JJ is not right on top of Spawn. And this is where JJ, at this point, he needs to be a little bit closer to be able to eat Spawn. They split. Dreams gets chunked out. They feel they have to go now, so he burns Flash. JJ does pull off the eat. But then watch this. So Dreams goes down, but the angle from Kumo. And Triple burns Flash. Spawn didn't have Flash. They get right onto Spawn. He gets killed immediately. And then they just rip through Lorlo, because this Victor is still Victor. He's very fed. NXI is pulling up. Tomo's trying to pull back around, and all of a sudden you're at a spot where FlyQuest, they're regrouped. Now the big thing here for Dig, JJ actually clutches the hell out of this. So watch this eat from JJ. So see that laser? He flash eats him to try and prevent the laser from coming down again. And JJ kind of wins them the fight from that. I know Spawn goes down first. It was a good try and a good attempt from FlyQuest, but these fights are close, and they at least are showing the right steps of like what they need to like win, and it's a good setup from them. They're just really far behind. So Ocean Soul does go over to Dig, and that's really big for Dig. Like, this game should be won now. Because like, if they have any scaling issues, that should just bridge it, no? But that ain't the case. There's a cardinal sin made later. Yeah, that was a good play from Dig. They kind of hit him with their pockets. So yeah, Dig, they have Ocean Soul. They can tank Baron forever, so they're going to do it and try and pull up Kumo's TP. But Kumo's staying disciplined, and now the game of chicken begins, where it's like, alright, are you going to 50-50 this? Which FlyQuest knows that they aren't. You watch Triple, he's not walking through that choke too, because they know that Acadian's not on the objective, which is why they're not as scared of it. They know that Acadian's setting up elsewhere, and so they just never walk through the choke, and they never give him the opportunity. And look what happens to the flip side of the map. Kumo's killing off waves and getting gold for himself. So once again, this is just good play from FlyQuest. They won the game of chicken. And Dig don't get anything. They get the red buff, which is cool, but it's 5k gold lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have some bad news. I did not get the job at Fruit Loops.
RSN Tim, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. So Dig now, they still use that priority with the resets to just walk through mid, and then, hell, hold on. This is the big mistake. All right, so Triple, to be fair, is way too far up in this lane. And he doesn't have Flash, and Dig try to punish by taking 4. But they all port onto the gravity field, which gets chained in by Dreams. And they're all sitting on Victor AoE. And then they get stunned. And Triple just one-shots all of them, because they walked into it. And Kumo found a beautiful TP as well. That TP from Lorlo is too late. The fight's already over, and it's just a wipe in favor of FlyQuest. Got that account signed into a 65-inch TV so I can watch on the big boy. Oh my god, Tim, you're smurfing. He's in the chat twice, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, from that FlyQuest, they just get a 4-for-0 wipe, and they take Baron. It's a huge mistake. What they could have done is, if you go port on Victor like that, they could have split up the TK and the Rise port, but they all ended up going in the Realm Warp and just got one shot by Victor. And including Spawn, who once again gets chain CC'd. Spawn hopped out early, and then Kumo just AoEs him down, and that's an Ocean Soul, but it doesn't matter if you melt like that under the Victor. I must sleep now. Have a good night. Thanks, Tofu. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Bear Den. And Tim, wife got it for me for my birthday. It's pretty pog, man. Wife buffs are OP. Also, the good part for FlyQuest at this part of the game is that they do have AoE heal cut on 2 members. Aatrox with his Grievous Wounds item, and then also the Victor just picking up the 800 gold for the Morale. I also like Dreams is behind, just rushes Deadmans, knows that he's not going to get access to the Chem Tank fast enough, so just gets Deadman so we can get the move speed. It's really powerful on Rel as well. Oh, yeah, hold on. All right, so Dig, I think they saw Yasui bottom, and they see Kumo alone, so they just go for him. But Kumo flashes out, and then all of a sudden, this angle for FlyQuest is so good. Because, like, once again, because they overextend, watch how Dreams is able to pincer. And then they get on spawn immediately. Who has to burn Flash. He's now isolated from Tahm Kench. And Tomo flashes on him and goes golden and wins it. It was a huge play from Tomo. And then you get the fight isolated, where Yasui is just getting melted now by Kumo and Triple, who is able to kite back out, join his team. And FlyQuest, once again, they're down Ocean Soul, but they win this fight. Kumo, once again, zoning off Lorlo and Yasui. Now it's a 2v4. Cadian does get Dreams, but now he goes down for his sins. That's Smite off the map for Elder. It was an awesome split from FlyQuest, dude. Dreams and Kumo played this game so well. I wasn't highlighting Kumo enough on the broadcast, because I was focusing on Dreams because he's the flanker in this team comp, but they both found some beautiful angles and pincers. Triple TPing really far back in the mini wave I like a lot too, just safety, right? They need to be safe. And this is weird because they don't have any smites on the map, so it's a full reset, and we got the fight again. But FlyQuest, remember when that was a 6, 7k gold lead for like the majority of the game? Now it's 1k, and FlyQuest have the comp that outscales. Like at this point, Victor is so freaking strong. Okay, hold on. So once again, Dig, that ward gets dropped, so they should know that Dreams is here, and they just go, they walk into a 4v5 where Dreams is going to be on the flank because they think they have Tomo. But Tomo, dude, Tomo, holy shit, look at this ultimate from Tomo. Watch this. Watch this. Hecarim ult comes out here, and he ults away from it. So he doesn't get hit by any of... Or he doesn't get feared. This is insane. Whew. And then NXI is just stunning up Yasui. Now he stuns up Spawn. And then look at this engage from Dreams. They one-shot Spawn. Yasui has to go golden to dodge out of that because he doesn't have Flash. And Dig, they're just forcing the fights too fast where they don't have Flash. And FlyQuest, they win this and just win the game. Like, Dig, like, really ran it in the FlyQuest, like, in the rest of the game. Like, FlyQuest did play pretty well, but, like, those last 2 fights, I think, were really bad takes by Dig. They should have waited for their flashes to come back up, because they are a pretty low-range comp into Victor. Senna's the only range they have. And they lose. It's a huge punish. Kangas and I were freaking out, too. He goes off in that team fight. I can't play the audio or else I get in trouble, but yeah. Alright, guys, it was a really quick VoD review tonight. There's 4 quick games. I didn't have a guest. But we need to do some honorable mentions. So who was our player of the day? I gotta give it to Haunter. That guy was a freak. Shoutouts for sure. Go to Kumo, Dreams, Tomo. Spawn. Played fine. Dude, I'm shouting out too many people. I don't want to... Cody's son had like a 15 kill game, but your son was such a beast on the Alistar with the engages. I gotta give it to him. I don't know, man. All FlyQuest just play so solid as a team. I think Kumo kind of deserves a shout out as well. You know, Dream's like the highlight player for that. All right, we'll do that for the day. Haunster had a monster day in both those games, just kind of solo carried. So, okay. Tomorrow's games are 100 Thieves, IMT, Zoos, GGA. I think those are going to be my predictions. I have faith that 100 Thieves can pull it back against IMT. IMT hasn't looked that strong, even though I will say that like they've played the game 2 against Wildcard is still probably the best game of the tournament in their last series. And then Zoos against GGA, I think GGA has improved a lot, and this will probably be a really fun match. But yeah. All right, guys. I don't know if you can tell, I am like visibly and audibly gassed from the cast today, and also just crashing from caffeine. So I didn't have a gas prepped, as I knew I was probably gonna be drained, because casting does take a lot of emotional energy to be good at. And I do have a lot of stuff that I have to take out now. Simo, you're a champ. No, you the champ, Simo. Keep up the good stuff in Valorant, man. But what's up, Axe? Sorry, you just cut the back half of the stream. It was a quick VoD read today. There were only 4 games, and only one of them was close. So, yeah.